Imagine waking up, not in your home, not in your city, but alone, on a deserted island. No phone, no internet, no rescue. No one even knows if you're still alive. The only things that reach the shore are random packages floating from a crashed cargo plane. Would you survive? Or would loneliness destroy you before hunger ever could? Now here's the unbelievable part. This isn't just a fictional story. It was inspired by real events, and it became one of the most unforgettable survival films ever made. At first, survival seems simple. Find food, build a shelter, light a fire. But after the first few days, a much bigger enemy appears. Silence. Human beings are social creatures. When every conversation disappears, when every familiar face is gone, even your own thoughts begin to sound different. To survive psychologically, the castaway creates something extraordinary. A friend, not a human friend. A volleyball. He gives it a face. He gives it a name. Wilson. To an outside observer, it seems absurd, but in reality, psychology tells us that prolonged isolation can push the human mind to create emotional substitutes simply to preserve sanity. Wilson is not just a ball. He becomes hope, routine, companionship, a reason to keep speaking, a reason not to forget what it feels like to be human. Years later, against every possible ought, he escapes. The ocean that imprisoned him finally sets him free. He returns home expecting life to continue where it stopped. Instead, he discovers something heartbreaking. The world never stopped. His family believed he was dead. A funeral was held. His grave already exists. The woman he loved rebuilt her life. She remarried. Everything he wanted to return to exists only in his memories. Sometimes surviving the island is easier than surviving the return. Throughout his years alone, the floating packages became much more than cargo. Some contained tools, some contained hope. One package he never opened. He kept it sealed, a reminder that one day someone would still be waiting for it. After returning to civilization, he fulfills that promise. He delivers it himself, not because someone expected it, but because that package represented something larger: purpose, faith, the belief that even in the darkest moments, there is still a reason to keep going. This is why films based on true stories affect us differently. They are not simply entertainment. They remind us that extraordinary stories belong to ordinary people. Real fear, real hope, real suffering, real courage, the cinematic music, the beautiful photography, the emotional performances. They amplify emotions that already existed in reality. Cinema does not invent these feelings. It allows us to experience them. This is why sociologists and historians often take cinema seriously, especially films inspired by real events. Because every true story film becomes more than entertainment. It becomes a cultural document, a reflection of a society, a historical moment, or a human experience that statistics alone could never explain. Behind every survival story, there is a lesson about resilience. Behind every war film, a lesson about memory. Behind every courtroom drama, a lesson about justice. Cinema transforms individual experiences into collective memory. The greatest films are not remembered because they have the biggest explosions or the most expensive special effects. They survive because they capture something timeless about being human: fear, love, loneliness, hope. The story of one person can become the story of millions, and perhaps that is the true power of cinema. Not simply showing us another world, but helping us better understand our own. The best movies don't just tell us what happened. They remind us what it means to be human.